picture. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me today to be a keynote speaker. I'm fortunate and proud to be here with you this morning. Life is really funny all the time, right? I was contacted Monday to actually fill in to be a keynote speaker today, and for someone who backed out. And I was given the questions yesterday. It's my Harrison Ford and Josh Groban moment. It's my time to shine. You know? That's how I do it. So thank you. For you younglings, Harrison Ford wasn't the first pick to play the iconic character Indiana Jones. Tom Selleck was the original person to cast in this movie, but he had another commitment with another show, which was Magnum PI. Maybe you were not born yet during that time, but it was a popular TV show. And even though George Lucas didn't want Harrison to be casted because he's already did Star Wars, they had no choice but to get Harrison Ford to play the iconic role of Indiana. And also with David Foster, asked Josh Groban to do a rehearsal with Celine Dion because Andrea Bocelli was unable to come in for the rehearsal for the performance that night. At first, Josh Groban was hesitant. He said no. But then, you know, eventually he said, okay, we'll do it. And the rest is history. So this is my history. Take that as your first lesson and use every opportunity as your golden ticket with every one that present itself in a different way than you would imagine. My love of food came from spending time with my grandma, my Lola Rosa, as a little child in the Philippines. I would accompany her to the markets and to pick the fresh vegetables and fruits and fish. It's like your farmer's market right now, but we used to call it wet market in the Philippines. And then this aroma of the sinigang when we're cooking it, you know, the tomatoes, the tamarind, the fresh tamarind, it's really resonates in my mind up to now. And I grew up with my grandma because my mom would work 3 jobs here in the US. So it is hard for a little girl, you know, growing up and without your parents, because my father died when I was so young, maybe about 4 years old, 3 years old. So my mom had to step in and, you know, be my father and mother, but she has to work, so I'm left with my grandma. And growing up, it was a challenge because I was also what you call an ugly duckling. No, I'm not anymore. Just kidding. Yeah, so I grew up. It's hard. I have a lot of stories to tell, but let's do this one at a time. I was always teased growing up with my cousins because I'm the dark horse in the family. I'm dark and everybody else is light skinned. And they always tease me that I'm adopted because my mom is, you know, you can see the features. She's so like mestiza, and I'm not. So they called me like, oh, you're adopted, you know, you came from the trash. I said, oh, okay. So I would cry alone and whatnot. So only my grandma is my refuge. She would even defend me, even in school. You know, like my teacher would blame me for something I didn't do. And I'd go home, I was first grade. It was first grade that I had my first, like really, you know, someone that I could really respect was my grandma. I was first grade, I was in school, and then we were cleaning. Because in the Philippines, we don't have custodians who really clean our classrooms. It's us. We have, they call it like a community day. Oh, you'll have a half day class today because from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m., you will clean your classroom. So that's what we do. So we would clean our classroom. Imagine we're first graders and we're cleaning our classroom. And, you know, so people here, you know, we were not spoiled, in short. And then suddenly a parent and a teacher went, you know, pointing finger at me like this, like, hey, you pushed my daughter. I said, what? I was just sweeping the floor. She wanted to take the broom from me, but, you know, I said, no, I'm cleaning. And because she's a spoiled brat, she told her parents that I am mean to her, and she's the one, in fact, that's mean, right? So I came home to my mom and my grandma, and I told her the story. The next day, she came to the school, and then she went trudging to the principal's office. That's my first and last time in the principal's office, by the way. And then my grandma, she goes, you know, I need you to transfer my grandchild to a different class. Because, and do you know who I am? I'm Doña Rosa Ortiz and things like that. Name dropping, right? I was so embarrassed, but that incident left how do you call it? It really, left a lasting memory and in my heart and mind. I was looking for someone like that in the future, because she is a strong woman. You know, for her to trudge into the office and to defend her grandchild, she believed in me. When I spoke to her about the incident, no questions asked. The next day, she just, and I was changed. My classroom was changed after that. I was in the first honor roll class, because that's how it is in the Philippines. We have a first honor class, you have a special class, you have, and everybody else in between. And so they know what section are you? They ask you, what section? If you belong to this section, they already have oh, this is who you are. They immediately put you in a box where you belong. Well, that's not the case anymore now, right? But that was how I grew up. So imagine, from first section, I was changed to the last section of the class, which I'm thankful, because I became the smartest one in that class. So thank you, right? So, and then moving forward, since my mom is always not there, I have a lot of experiences with a lot of my friends. A lot of my experience came from my friends, my aunts, my relatives, who she always would put me in their houses or homes. So my travels, my first dish of milk and rice, the condensed milk, they used to do that with us, the condensed milk and rice. I was able to taste that with my relatives, because I don't know what that was, because I am kind of like an only child, but because my sister is in Canada at that time, so, and I was always thrown to places and to people. It's kind of hard. And when I grew up, I'm always like, okay, so this is this person. And I think that's the reason why growing up, I tend to be kinder, because I always have to be respectful of other people, not only because it's taught at home, because I felt how it is to be bullied. And it is hard. Moment of silence, okay? Just a second. And I learned a lot of lessons in life. There's a lot of things that, as a college student, it's amazing. Our life, we thought, after college, I'll work here and there, but it doesn't happen that way you wanted it. Life is really funny, because it brings you to places, meet people, you won't even know that they're coming into your life, that you can experience it. So take each person, take each experience as a gift. And I worked with a lot of odd jobs after school, after college, because you know why? My mom didn't want me to become a doctor. I've always wanted to become a doctor or a social worker, but she says no, because there's no, I'm a woman. I'm a woman, she says, after you graduate, what will you do? You'll get married. And that's the end of your studying. What a waste of time for 10 years of studying. It's hard. Growing up with that kind of mentality is kind of torture, because I want to break free. I want to break free. I don't want to be a mold of what you want me to be. It's me. I always cry out. And so it's kind of difficult for me to express my feelings at times, because there's so many things that happen. And moving back, and looking back into my past, I'm just smiling now. You know, it's like, oh my God, I overcame all those obstacles. You know, and I've gone to what? I've taken care of an old person. I washed dishes. You know, I did a stint in modeling. I was a flight attendant, and then I did a lot of odd jobs, all short terms, because I was not happy. It was not me. You know, even if I finished my course in English, that was not me. I still am not happy with what I have. So, for you young kids, you know, sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. It takes hard work. Everything is hard work, and like what my husband and I were discussing this morning, it's always, you have to be at the right time, at the right place, at the moment of your opportunity. It's always the case. Everything happens for a reason. We may lose this because something else is gonna begin. When we started our business, it was the time of my life that I was so unhappy with my work. I was working for the hotel industry for many years. I used to work at the Marriott hotels. It's one of my happy moments in my life. And then I changed jobs. I went to another company, because they paid me double. So that's when they paid me double. So of course, you know, I changed my job, and then lo and behold, it was a bad experience. Yes, they're paying me big, but it's the people you work with. If you love the people you work with, everything else will follow. Because you're happy to go to work. But if you're not, I'm always in the hospital at that time. I remember 1 week I was rushed to the hospital 3 times in the emergency room because I'm having anxiety attack, because I'm not happy. And then the restaurant came into our lives. My son was, second grade at that time. She was a freshman in high school, my daughter. It was brought to me. And then again, it's an opportunity. Everybody doesn't want to have that business at that time. Everybody said no, because it's a dying business in Fayetteville, California. I saw the place. It was really in shambles. It's like ready to collapse the next day. And I took it as an opportunity. It's my time to shine. You know, I took that business. Nobody said yes. My immediate family is the only one that said, yes, let's go do this. But my mom, my cousins, nobody said yes. I was trying to borrow some money from them, and they said no. I spent money on this and that, whatever reason. And then to top it all, after my 2 years in the business, or 3 years in the business, I always have a thank you to the community. So every year I do have a party and say thank you. It's, you know, come in, everybody will eat for free, all my customers and even non-customers. It's 1 day of my saying thank you to the community. My cousin came, and then in the middle of the party, look, she's eating my food, drinking our drinks. This is what she told me. Oh, I couldn't believe you lasted this long, because I thought you're just gonna be here for a year. How sad is that, right? Like, no faith, right? So we cannot say any, so I'm, like what you said here earlier, reflect on what you say, right? We have to be watchful of what we say to people. And from that day on, I never spoke to her again. She's out of my life, right? She's out of my life. And moving forward, having a Filipino restaurant in Vacaville at that time is really challenging. There's not a lot of Filipinos. It's when we even looked at the website, you know, before looking at the demographics in Vacaville, it's all Caucasian. So when I took over the store, it was a store before, it's a grocery. It's, you know, it's like, oh my God, my first day of sale. Okay, before they sold the place, they told me it's $3,000 a day. So, of course, you know, $3,000, $5,000 a day you'll make here. Oh, really? So, oh, you know, I love it. My first day, $100. I cried. I told my husband, I think I made the wrong decision. It's like for the whole week, 100. 200. But you know what? Day in and day out, it has increased from that $100. I stuck with it. Year after year, we see the growth. So it's like every day, it's like every year that I see my report, I'm just, oh my God, my $100 is now this. I can't believe it. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful to all the opportunities that came into our lives, came with the restaurant, meeting new people and so forth. In the middle of my work, I know, because us Filipinos, we're so into our, how do you say it? Our children, they need to finish college. We're so into our titles, our name. Me, I'm all for that because, respect is earned. That's how I look at it. But we're so into our titles that no matter how good I am in my craft, having the business for 6, 7 years, at that time 8 years, they still don't consider you, as a professional. What's the meaning of a chef? Does anybody know the meaning of a chef? Okay. A chef is a professional cook. So owning the business for, at that time, 8 years, I have been a professional cook, but nobody acknowledges me because I wasn't entitled yet at that time, because I'm not, for them it's like, oh, no, you're just no one, And I go, you know what, I'm doing this for myself. So I decided to go back to school and improve my craft and my knowledge. And I became, what I am today. It added to my my feather in my cap. So I'm thankful. And then now, you know what, the people who turned away from me at that time, the one person who said I cannot do it, now she's the one asking me for favors, and then now she's the one who's telling me, oh my God, you're a chef, that's how life is. And then I'm just looking back and then I'm just smiling, oh my God, why do we do it to each other, right? That's why when you see my Instagram, so I always say be good, I always say be good to each other, because what for? Why do we say things that are not good to each other? It will always bring, negative aura, and it's not good. Anyway, I'm here now, so I'm happy. I'm in my happy place. I said that this morning. I'm in my happy place. So as a professional chef, I have gained more friends. It helped, right? And now people, when they talk to me, they address me as chef. It makes me, feel good. Yes, it makes me feel good deep inside, because it's something I love to do. It's not because I wanted it just for the name. It's because I wanted it. I wanted this to happen. I want to be a chef. I wanted it badly. So, all the obstacles that I have, I'm running my business. I have my children. I have my family. I made it. And I'm a minority on top of that. I'm a Filipino woman minority. That is amazing. It is amazing for us to go out there and flourish. All my classmates were Caucasian. My instructors were Caucasian. Nobody would think that I would be the top of their class. I'm the first one to come. So they say, oh, you're lucky. No, you're not lucky. I worked hard for this. Yeah, I worked hard. They're younger than me. They don't have, some of them are, they don't work. They're not doing anything. That's their life, just going to school. Just my memory from the school. I'm the first one that goes into class. 6:30 in the morning, 7 o'clock I'm there. My class starts at 9. And I'm the last one to leave the class. I volunteer for the evening classes that they have to teach other, to prepare food for other people. That's how I was. I made sure that I'm on top of my game. I made sure I study hard. I'm burning the candle, how do you term it? But I study hard at night, and then I'll get, of course, a top score in the class, or in the test. But I worked hard for it. They got mad at me. My classmates got mad at me. So one time they even said a bad word to me. F you, Roline, why did you beat me in the class again? It's not my fault. I worked hard for it, right? So what I'm saying to you guys is, what I'm saying to you guys is work hard, stay strong, and no matter what they say, keep going. Okay, and there's a story why I'm here today. A few years back, in about 2012, two college students came in my restaurant. Their names are Chrissy Ocampo and Del Maglalang. And they were the first college students from UC Davis that ate there at that time. I know this because I struck a conversation with them. They were happy to find us because they've been looking for a Filipino restaurant that is close to Davis. And next thing I knew, they brought in their group of friends, Kirby Arroyo, Yi, Alex Deng, and their professors Robin Rodriguez and Alex Wu. This core group used to defend me, our business, when we delivered on campus, because we didn't have our permit to cater food to students, faculty, and staff. Through their advocacy for having a Filipina-owned restaurant, and aside from the fact that we have great food and amazing service, we were invited to become a UCT-approved caterer. Yes, finally, after 5 years of trying and contacting the people who are in charge of this school, our efforts have paid off. The icing on the cake is that Roline's catered the inauguration of the Bulasan Center for Filipino Studies, which is the first Filipino Studies department in college university in the US. It will forever have a special place in my heart. I am a chef. I showcase my Filipino culture through my food. Every day that we are open is another day for us to educate others about our rich history. If they cannot experience the Philippines, we bring the Philippines to them. Right? What better way to present it through their palates? Being a woman minority did not stop me from achieving my dream, nor does you, right? You can go for it. If I can do it, you can do it. Thank you for having me, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see more of you, and you can follow us on Instagram at Roline's Unifil. And if you need anything, just don't hesitate to call me, and stay good. I have 4 more things to say. Last, words of wisdom from me. Try to look for something good in someone or something every day. Say something good and say something good to someone every day. And always thank you to someone every day. Always make sure you say thank you and be grateful for everything that you have, good and bad, because they're all life's lessons. Okay? Thank you.